So hello everyone, welcome back. So recently Steam made a big announcement on their hardware production, which is a release of 3 hardwares: a Steam controller, Steam machine, and Steam frame, which is a VR goggle. All of these are actually the second generations. The first generation of all of these hardwares, well, did not do really well or like out of any expectation on the launch, like some of it being too expensive, like the Steam Index. I think myself personally, Steam Index is pretty expensive. That's why I went with the Meta Quest 3, which is much more cheaper. The Steam machine, like when I was a kid, I wanted to buy the first generation Steam machine 10 years ago, but that itself was way too expensive. And I already had a PC back then, so like I never feel the need to buy another PC. So personally, I just don't think it went anywhere in the first place. And Steam controller, I always wanted to buy a Steam controller, the first generation, okay? But again, I already have a controller, Xbox controller that can connect to my PC. So again, I did not see a point in buying a Steam controller just to play a game. And now in 2026, they release all of these second generation hardwares. Although I do find the Steam controller to be interesting and Steam frame to be interesting, and I am looking forward to buying them next year when it is released. The main thing that I want to talk about today is actually the Steam machine, the second generations. I mean, it is actually quite enticing. You know, it is first of all, it is really small. It's a cube size that can basically, put right next to your TV, so you can plug into your TV or plug into your monitor to play it. And the hardware is actually 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck and more comparable to other gaming console like the PS5. And then this is where the good things kind of end, because although it feels like it is a direct competitor to the gaming console existing in the market like the PS5, the Xbox, and even the Switch, Valve did come out to confirm that, well, Steam machine will cost like a PC and not a console. And that had a lot of people worried, me included. Although I'm not going to buy this second generation of Steam machine, it kind of begs the questions, right? Like, who is this for exactly? Because on one side, you will have the gaming console player, right? You will have a console that exclusively play games, and the only thing you do is playing games on hardware, right? But the only limitation of such hardware like Xbox, PS5, and Switch is that you can only play games. You cannot use it like a PC to do work, to watch YouTube videos, to do like any other things, right? And then you will have the other side, which is the full-fledged, PC setup. Like I have a PC gaming setup right there, and it is expensive. The hardware is much better than that of PS5, Xbox, and Switch, but the setup is actually quite expensive itself. Like, it takes me years and years and years of upgrading and saving to order to come up where I am today, where I have like RTX 5070. The 5080 is way too expensive, So it is going to be, I hope, it is going to cost much less than a gaming PC. So to put into perspective, more context, okay? PlayStation 5, not Pro, just PlayStation 5, the most expensive variant or model is $500. So from what Steam or Valve confirmed, we're looking at somewhere, I would say $700 to $800. So it's going to be cheaper than the full gaming PC setup, but it's going to be more expensive than a console gaming setup. So that kind of begs the questions, right? Who is Steam machine really for? Maybe I'm not seeing the big picture of things, maybe in the next few years, we have reports saying that Steam machine is doing like really fucking well. But as of now, like me personally, I just don't see any console players already having the PS5, Xbox, and Switch would just like buy a Steam machine out of the blue and say, okay, Steam machine is going to replace a PS5 now. It's just not. Because you already spent $500 on a PS5, why would you spend $800 or $700 on a Steam machine? So you can just do more PC thing on the Steam machine for $300 more. And, if you're a die-hard PC gamer, you probably already had a gaming PC setup, right? You just saving up to upgrade that PC, right? So what is a Steam Machine for? I mean, they are producing the Steam Machine like a console, but they're pricing it like a full-fledged PC, which is confusing. And the hardware of the Steam Machine, you cannot even change it out. You cannot even swap it with a even more powerful hardware. According to Valve, it is all set and done. So it's just like a gaming console, but not a PC. So again, my worries is that the pricing is way too high for what Valve is trying to do. If the Steam Machine is cost the same price as a PS5, the $500 model, or $600 even, okay, I will give it like a window of $600. I think a lot more people will buy the Steam Machine. But for the way they're pricing it, $700 to $800, I don't think it would do that well, even though the product are enticing. The only other people that I think will buy something like this is if you already have a PC, but that PC is only for working or watching videos. So like if you having like a really old PC setup that you only do like Microsoft work on it for your school, or maybe you just want to watch YouTube video, you cannot afford a full-fledged gaming PC setup, and then you see like Steam machines, maybe you will buy the Steam machine. This is what I think people would do. Or if you have a so-called gaming laptops, and then you just like, I don't want to use laptops anymore, I want to switch to a full-fledged PC, gaming PC, but I don't have the money to afford a full-fledged gaming PC. Oh, there's a Steam machine, let's buy the Steam machine, because I can use it like a PC, but also I can game intensively on that. That's the only like reason that I see people will switch to a Steam machine or buy a Steam machine. But then again, yeah, this is so far what I think on the Steam machine. I will give you guys an update if Valve ultimately did decide to release their pricing on the Steam machine. But before that, I hope you had a good day, and as always, thank you for watching.